I'm very excited for today's stream. This is something I've been hyping up for a while, and it's finally starting to come to fruition. So, for those of you who don't know, back in April, I hosted my first ever live game show, and I had planned to do a ton of game shows this year. Like, I kind of wanted to lean into game show content as almost a second form or genre on my live stream. Like, obviously, we play games. I'm addicted to video games. But like 99% of streamers on Twitch just play games. I wanted to differentiate myself, and something else I love and I'm addicted to is like reality competition shows. I watch them all the time. Love Survivor, love Big Brother, The Challenge and The Traders. They're pretty cool. I wouldn't say I love them. I think they're a little bit flawed in their formats, but I'm still addicted to them. I still watch every season. I can't get enough. I can't stop. So back in April, I hosted my first ever competition game show live on stream. Lasted 8 hours long. We had 9 competitors, an eventual winner that all of the people who were voted out, the 6 jury members, voted for a winner amongst the 3 finalists. It was fun. And I wanted to start working on some behind the scenes stuff for season 2. So I'll quickly hop into the world I created for season 1 just to show you um, kind of what we were working with season 1 and some of the things that I created for season 1. So in season 1, they had this kind of starter island that they would live on and exist between challenges. So this is main island, and then there was this little side island here that no one ever really branched out to. They just explored it, and I hid a chest with pumpkins and a book inside the chest. Um, but yeah, I wanted to do kind of a survival island aesthetic, similar to like Survivor, being marooned on an island. And this is where the players could hang out, strategize, and just live their lives in between challenges and voting people out. There was also arbitration, which, you know, I could best compare to the Survivor Tribal Council. So, at arbitration, you'd have the players who are voting sit here. The 2 nominees or exiled players sit here. And the players who are voting must vote out one of those 2 people by running down to the voting booth, giving a short confessional to my other production member and cameraman, Zach. So they would be in a private Discord call with Zach, explain who they wanted to vote for and why, write that in a book and quill, and give it over to Zach. We would read the votes here, someone would be eliminated, and they would follow me up to this little confessional room where I just quickly speak with the eliminated players and give them one last chance to kind of say their piece before they are banished from the game. This was the main hub, like I said, for season 1. Now, one other thing we had going on in season 1 were the challenges, obviously. And the way I had people get to the challenges, hey, what's up, Black Dragons? Was this little house here, but I'll admit, looking back, this was kind of silly. The only person who could access the challenges was me, because they were all blocked off by quite literally bedrock. So having the players even be able to explore this house was almost like a waste of time. It was almost like a tease. I was like blue balling the players because no one could access these challenges except for me. And, this was the first challenge of the season. It was a parkour race. First person to win the parkour was the Ultima for that round. They won the power of Ultima. And the first person to lose, so last place, for lack of a better term, was automatically exiled. Yeah, looking back, don't really know exactly why I made that challenge house available to the players, 31, 65, 31. Just, it seems silly in retrospect. And maybe it was silly. TP 31, 65, 31. Okay. So my thoughts as we move into season 2 is that I want to do another similar kind of survival island hub world. I want the aesthetic to be like they're marooned on a survival island. I'm going to build a very similar arbitration room, which means I should probably get an idea of how big this room was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is it just a 10 by 10 square? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is a 10 by 10 square. Okay. So yeah, I want to build a very similar looking arbitration square where players get voted out. But I think for season 2, this challenge room does not need to be available to the players. It can be a private kind of like admin room, only available to me, Zach, and any other potential members of production we might have in season 2. Only available to production. So, yeah, that's the plan. I have a seed in mind that I want to use for the world. Before I pull that up, though, um, obviously we're not going to be able to build everything today, nor am I going to be able to build everything on camera. For example, and you can already see from the world screenshot, I'm hovering my mouse over here, there are some challenges that I've been building in a creative flat world. Those challenges I want to keep a secret. Now, thankfully, this is not a spoiler. This was a challenge from season 1. It was a slide puzzle. But if I were to open this test world right now, I might accidentally leak some of the season 2 challenges because there are some of those season 2 challenges built in that test world. But that's okay. We'll build what we can. There are some challenges I'll be able to build without really spoiling exactly what the challenge is. So we might be able to build some of those as well. Let me create a new world, though. Not from the marketplace. The fact that they're shoving paid products in your face is kind of annoying. We'll have the default game mode be survival, peaceful. We'll call this Wolfe's Den Season 2. Oh, my caps lock is on. Wolfe's Den Season 2. Go to advanced. I need to grab the world seed on my phone, but while I'm doing that, I can look through some of this stuff. Bonus chest notes, show coordinates. I'm going to start that on, and then I'll turn that off before we get into the actual game. Like, I want coordinates on for me, obviously. But it's not exactly necessary for when we start playing the game. Days played, no. Recipe book, no. Fire spread and TNT, no. Mob loot, yes, because even though it's on peaceful, we're gonna need mob loot from like cows so people can eat food. Give me 1 second. I'm struggling to multitask right now because I need to open up that seed. And you know what? Because this is gonna be a very like slow, kind of chill stream, let's put on some background music. Let me put on like some Mario Kart music. Okay. Immediately the music started lagging out. Phenomenal. Okay. So I found that seed I was looking for. So we'll pull that up here in a second. Natural regen, yes. Tile drops, yes. Skip night by sleeping. Sure, but I'm going to turn that day to night cycle off. Immediate respawn, no. Block, or respawn blocks explode? No. I'll be honest, simulation distance is one of the few things I don't know what that means in Minecraft. Like, I genuinely don't know what simulation distance means. I'm just going to keep it on the default because I don't know what it means, and therefore it would be silly of me to change it from anything besides default. Anyways, let's type in the seed 908 328. Oh, come on, I just lost it. 800 324 317 795. Okay. For multiplayer, obviously, because we're just building this right now, I'm not going to allow friends to join this world. I don't want any spoilers for people who might be friends with me in Minecraft, but then might play in the game show. Or we could just turn this off in general. We literally could just turn that off. What am I doing here? Cheats on. Daylight cycle, always day. Keep inventory on. Mob spawning, no. Mob briefing, no. Well, I guess we could have mob spawning on because it's on peaceful anyways. And that would allow, like, you know, at least animals to spawn. I don't think turning mob spawning off would stop animals from spawning, but if we're on peaceful, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what setting we have here because we're on peaceful. Entities drop loots. Yes, like paintings, that's fine. Weather cycle, no. Command blocks, yes. Minecraft education features. Nah, we're not doing that. No resource packs. I thought about doing like a fun resource pack that I made myself for Season 1, but then I'm like, it would be kind of inconvenient to force players to install a resource pack. And I know sometimes people have trouble installing resource packs on Bedrock, so I wouldn't want some players to have like an advantage using the resource pack where other players have a disadvantage because they're not using the resource pack. I want the game show to be fair for everyone. Experiments we could probably skip. Okay. Cheats are enabled. That's fine with me, brother. Cool. Slash gamer mode. No, game mode. Creative. We have our little dual island. Yes, we do. Very exciting. So, to give a brief explanation of why I wanted this to be the map for Season 2, and I mean, it doesn't really need much of an explanation. I just thought it would be fitting for Season 2 to be a dual survival island. You know, Season 1 was a single survival island. It'd be fitting if Season 2 was a dual survival island. So we're going to be doing a little bit of terraforming work just to make this place a little bit more, like, livable. You know, obviously, it's a game show. And therefore, there are some things I'm already thinking about that I don't want players to fall victim to. For example, like falling down a cave and dying, drowning in this cave, or even just getting lost in a cave, because that was something we were struggling with in Season 1, and I blocked off every cave. I'll give you an example of what I mean. In Season 1, I would need the players to all gather around to vote someone out, and someone would be like way across the Minecraft world exploring on a boat. And it's like, dog, stop exploring. I need you to come vote someone out. Like, we're in the middle of a game show. This isn't a Minecraft SMP. This is a game show. Please come back to the game show and vote someone out. Stop exploring. So, I am going to block off some of these caves. The beginning of this stream might just be a little bit of terraforming, to be honest. Because I did a lot of terraforming on the Season 1 island to block off caves and places that people could potentially die. Because I just don't, again, I don't want the game show to be interrupted. I don't want the flow, the pacing to be interrupted. I want people to be able to talk, strategize, and focus on the game show. Not focus on, like, exploring caves. That's my main focus, at least. But then I think once we get the terraforming done, we'll start working on simple things like building arbitration or building our little challenge room, our admin room, for lack of a better word. And I don't know how long today's stream's going to be, because I don't really know how much work we'll be able to do on stream, truthfully. But that's okay. I just want to do a quick like little flyover in creative mode. See if there's any other things I need to like block off. I might block this off just so no one drowns in it. Yeah. We're going to block this off. You know, you might call me a buzzkill for not letting the players go kill themselves, but personally, I'm trying to do it for the best. For their sake and for my sake as the game show host. We'll do one flyover in, like, creative, and then we'll do a flyover in, like, survival as well. Is there another cave system down here? Yeah, technically. Block this off as well. Just do like 2 layers. The reason I do 2 layers is so if someone accidentally breaks a block, they don't just like magically find this cave system they want to explore. Listen, it's not that I am thinking like the worst of my game show contestants, but you kind of have to plan for the worst. Like, plan for people killing themselves or accidentally breaking a challenge. Cool. We got that blocked off. Thought I saw like another cave system around here. Oh, this is just a little alcove. This is an actual cave system. We will be blocking that off. Quite simply put. See, really and truly, I don't know why I'm putting so much work into making the terraforming look nice. It doesn't need to look nice. No one is going to see this except for me and anyone watching this stream. You know what I need? I need night vision. So, like, whenever I'm underwater like this, I guess it didn't make that much of a difference. It barely changed anything. I just wanted to be able to see a little bit easier when I'm underwater. Guess it barely changed anything. It's awkward. And now we have these particle effects on our screen for 8 minutes, which is almost more annoying. Whatever, get rid of it. Milk. I guess I didn't need to get rid of the night vision though, because there might be some times where we're like underneath a cave and that'll be helpful. Get rid of those particle effects, please. Okay. Cool. Just a little bit of basic terraforming there. Anything else out and around? Obviously, I'm not going to be able to block off every cave. Like, if they go down into the ocean and explore like this, I can't stop them. I'm just trying to block off caves that are immediately accessible to them with the island, like from the island. That way, if they're hanging out on the island, they're not, like, walking into cave systems when I need them to be strategizing or going to a vote. It's gonna annoy me. Thank you. Just like anything that would be immediately available, we're to block off. Oh god. Do I even go through the hassle of trying to block this off? Probably not. It's too large of a ravine. If someone goes down there and dies, I can't help them. The Lord can't help them. This looks weird, so I'm just terraforming it quickly. That little, like, line of... Like, this looks weird as well. Why is it just, like... I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Well, I am going to need this middle section to eventually be cut out. That's a plan I have. I'm probably going to put arbitration in the middle. I don't love that this goes down into a cave. No, it doesn't. Wait, I thought this was a cave. Oh, it does. Okay, let's just block this off then. This, like, tiny little entrance. Put 2 layers of blocks here so no one hopefully finds it on accident. Yeah, now it's just like a giant little water well. I realize these are 2 complete polar opposite terms. Just complete opposite adjectives. Giant, little. It's a giant little water well. Yeah, this cave's gonna get blocked off. For sure. For sure. See, I wasn't sure about streaming this or not. Like, I wasn't sure if this would be something worth streaming. Because, like, it's just going to be a lot of building in Minecraft, and I don't know how exciting that's going to be for people to watch. Oh, fuck. That's okay. Unlucky, truthfully. What am I doing? Just trying to make it look more natural. Good enough. Is this gonna go down to a cave? It does kind of lead to a cave, but it dies off. Let's just go into... Okay, I think we've explored most of the game in creative. Let's explore in spectator real quick. Like, that doesn't go anywhere for realsies. I kind of want to block this off more. This is where the night vision would be really helpful, actually. I just want to block this off more so no one finds it. And then we're going to do the same thing with any other cave systems that we might find close to, like, the surface of the island. Oh, this eventually... Interesting. I guess I didn't notice this was here. I could just save myself time by blocking this off then. Huh. Why did I not think of that? Yeah, we're just gonna block this off. And then no one can access that cave from either end, which is ideal. What the heck is this cave? That's so weird. That does not look natural. I swear to God. Maybe it's because I just grew up in, like, old school Minecraft. Like, some of these caves nowadays, bro. Some of these new generations, these new gen Minecraft caves. No, the way Minecraft generates its structures nowadays is so weird. It looks, like, uncanny compared to the old Minecraft I used to play. Maybe I just sound like a boomer right now, but, like, it literally does not look correct. It's fine. Alright. Let's hop back into game mode SP. Is there going to be anything else worth blocking off? Oh, there's a treasure chest here. What is in this chest? Now I'm just curious. That's not bad. Okay. We get rid of it though. I really do just feel like a buzzkill this stream, getting rid of all the fun things on the island. But I don't want anyone to have an advantage if they find that treasure chest. Alright. Let's continue looking around. So there's this cave system that I worry people would fall into. We could at least maybe put some more blocks at the top of it so no one digs into this. Just block off the ceiling a little bit. Okay, and that should be enough. That's like at least 9-10 layers of blocks now separating the cave system people do have access to that one, so hopefully they don't dig down and find more cave. I mean, it's inevitable if the players do find more cave, but like that's not the goal of the game show. And that was something that like I was trying to eliminate from happening with Season 1, and yet it still kind of happened in Season 1, where like players were playing Minecraft, not the game show. Like they were playing survival Minecraft, they weren't playing the game show. So I'm trying to like stop that from happening again. I'm good. Wonderful to hear that. Oh, you left for a second. But hey, it's nice to hear that you're doing good. I'm not gonna lie, that almost scared me. It was like you were answering my question from another universe, from a parallel universe. Yeah, just a lot of terraforming is what we're going to be doing at the start of the stream. I apologize. Alright, that got at least a little bit more blocked off. Again, I'm not going to like cry too much if they do find the caves. Honestly, I feel like it's a detriment to them. So like, because it's a game show where you have to vote out other players, the people who are going to be exploring caves and not really talking to other players are probably going to be the ones voted out first. So like if they do go explore these caves, it's almost to their own detriment because they're probably just going to get voted out. Oh, I am in creative already. Okay. Again, this giant ravine, I'm not going to be able to do anything about. People explore that. That's fine. Ooh, this cave, though, I might block off. Where does this go? Oh, yeah, that leads to a lot of cave. We'll block this off. Fine by me. Okay. Like I said, I'm not trying to be like perfect with it. If people end up finding stuff they do, like I'm not going to block off every cave system. Just the ones that I feel like would be annoying to like rally people back from. Like that was one thing I was struggling with in Season 1. I almost felt like a teacher trying to like get their class to like pay attention. It's like, hey guys, please stop exploring. We have to go vote someone out now. We'll block this off a little bit more. But I'm very excited because I had so much fun the first time we did this game show, and I'm trying to be like a more positive, I guess, experience for people in the game show community. Because for anyone who has played like an online game show before, you might know that the community can be very toxic and sometimes very mean. And I don't want my game shows to have that type of, I don't know, vibe to them. I want my game shows to be a much more positive experience for people. Which is why, like, I reminded all the players, like, hey, even though we're going to be voting people out, people are getting eliminated in ways that might be a little emotional. Never make things personal. And also, I wanted to, like, reward everyone for their time. Like, I wanted people to feel as though their time was being spent in a worthwhile manner. Because the other thing about, like, the online game show community, and I was talking about this on stream the other day, they are very long commitments of time. And then ultimately, my night vision ran out. They're very long commitments of time. And oftentimes you don't get, like, the fulfillment or reward that I feel like you deserve out of them. I'll give you an example. I played an online Survivor, online version of the game show Survivor. It was hosted on Discord. I was in voice chats and text chats with people for 40 days straight. Like, 40 days of playing online Survivor. And the only person who got any money out of that was the winner. I was never voted out. I made it to the end, but I got second place because the jury hated me and they didn't want to vote for me. And I didn't get any money. 40 days of my time, no money. Now, thankfully, me and the person who did win, me and my final two, agreed to split the money. So I ended up getting paid because regardless of who won, like if I won or my alliance member, my final two won, we were going to split the money anyways. But to me, like, that was kind of crazy. Like, 40 days of my life spent playing an online Survivor just for it to result in zero money. I don't know. And that's why again, like, I wanted my game show to feel like it was actually worth people's time. So everyone got paid, even the person who was voted out first. And it was only one day. Instead of 40 days, not 40, one day. And everyone got paid. Now, granted, the person who got voted out first only got $5, obviously, because they were in the game for like half an hour. But still, $5 for like 30 minutes of your time, that's like $10 an hour. That's above minimum wage. But I wanted everyone to feel like they got at least what they were deserved for their time. Like, it almost, to me, would have felt like I was taking advantage of people if I didn't aid them for their time. Now, that did make it a lot more difficult for me, obviously, because in order to host that event, it ended up costing me, like, over $250, I think, to pay all the players and all the, production members, the cameramen, etc. And that is way more than I ever make in a single month on Twitch, let alone I don't even know if I've made $250 yet this year, because I only have like a couple subs. But to me, it was worth it because it was like good content, and I wanted people to feel like they were being paid fairly for their time. However, at the same time, like I said, I kind of immediately understood why other people who host like these online game shows don't pay all of their players, because it is expensive to do that. However, even though it's expensive, I wanted to do it nonetheless. I wanted to be, like, again, a positive experience for the people playing my game. So, yeah, I was trying to provide a much more positive experience in that way. And also, just do something that made me feel, like, morally correct. You know what I never did? I never checked if I was live. I mean, I'm assuming I'm live because I have people in my chat, but like, I realized I never checked if I was live. That's so awkward. Usually I check at the beginning of every stream. I just forgot to today because I was so excited to start working on this game show. That's so funny. A little awkward, I'm not gonna lie. Here, I should just put my phone on the charger while I'm streaming since I'm not using my phone. Might as well. Sorry, give me 1 second. Let me fix this. Okay. We're back. Alright, we're just blocking off more caves. Why am I... Oh, I'm like stuck. There we go. I couldn't fly for a second. I was stuck in like a swimming state. My character was just permanently swimming. He would not fly. Alright. Anything else need terraformed? We could probably terraform this. Just a little bit. I want this island to look pretty for people. So far, so good. We've gotten rid of most of the problem areas where people would get like lost or stuck. Not seeing anything too concerning right now. There's still this super funny, just like square cave that runs through the entire island. I don't know how Minecraft generated that. That looks so weird. Alright, we should probably like have names for these islands. I guess we could just call it like Big Island, Little Island. So Big Island is done. I think I've gotten rid of all the problem areas where people would get stuck on Big Island. Let me now check out Little Island. So, is there anywhere here on Little Island that I think people would get stuck? I'm like worried. This cave system, maybe, but it looks like it doesn't. Okay, I've already blocked off that cave system, I'm pretty sure. It doesn't, I think, go to the outside world at all, which is good. Oh, I lied. There is a way to get in from right here. Okay, so obviously I'm not going to block off this entire section of, like, ocean cave. But what I am going to do is just block it off, maybe like right here. This would be the easiest, smallest choke point to block off. And then we'll add a couple more extra layers of blocks, just so people don't accidentally find that underwater cave and get lost in it. My night vision. It just run out. I'll take it. All right. Any other problem areas? Things we need to fix on Little Island? Yeah, this one might be a problem. There's 2 entry points as well. This one is an easier choke point to get rid of. We can just get rid of the kelp. Okay. And then you can block it off like right here. Beautiful. And maybe use gravel to get rid of the rest. Just so it's in theme. Just so the terraforming looks natural, use gravel for the rest. Sorry. I almost felt a little bad punching that fish, but it was in the way. Alright, that's one end blocked off. There was another end, though. Right here, right? Yeah, this is going to need blocked off as well. I think I'll just use mostly dirt for this. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I won't lie, though. So I was talking... I realized, because my goal was to do like one game show every 2 months. But because the budget for these game shows is like $250, I don't know if that's entirely feasible for me as a small streamer. So I'm torn. I'm very, very torn. I've asked some of my other creator friends, like people who are streamers that are about the same size as me, some of them a little bit like smaller than me, some of them bigger streamers than me, that I'm like mutuals with. And I've asked some of my streamer friends like what they would do in this situation when, like, you know, I have this game show that I'm really passionate about, but I don't know if I can host it every 2 months with a budget of $250 because I don't make that much streaming. And some of the suggestions I got, I'm torn about. Like, people suggested only paying the 3 people who were finalists, which I don't hate because it's a one-day event. But that literally counteracts this whole argument I just went on of like trying to pay people for their time and make their time worthwhile. And I don't want to come across as like this hypocrite. So I'm really torn. Like, I don't know. So like one of the ideas I got was just pay the 3 people that are in the final 3. That are the 3 finalists. 3 people that never got voted out, basically. One idea I got was to just pay the winner, which I kind of hate that idea. Especially as someone who has played game shows where only the winner gets paid. And I just spent 40 days of my life to get 2nd place and not get paid. 40 real life days just to not get paid. Like, that hurt my heart. Especially because I felt like I played so well and I deserved not only the win, but at least some financial compensation. I don't think I would do that. But like another argument I got from someone else who hosts game shows is, well, you don't need to pay your players. Like, the event is the payment. Like, the entertainment is the payment. The same way, like, the way they compared it to me was like, you go to the store, buy a video game for $60. Your payment is for the entertainment. Like, the price of admission is the entertainment they get out of participating in the game show. And that is similar logic that other game show hosts use. For example, you could argue that the game show that I played for 40 days got second place, and didn't get paid, my payment was the entertainment of playing the game show for 40 days. Which, there is some validity to that argument, but I don't know. It still just feels weird to me because I want to, like, properly compensate people for their time. So I don't know. Now, would I feel less bad making people participate in a game show that lasts one day and not paying them if they were eliminated first 30 minutes into the stream? Obviously. Like, I don't think I would feel that bad at all, to be fair. Like, if anything, it's almost a little silly that I paid the person who got eliminated first in Season 1 $5. Because, like, at that point, the difference between $5 and $0 is so small, like, giving them anything was maybe silly of me. But I still, like I said, I was trying to be fair and pay people for their time. However, I guess there is an argument to be made that the, you know, entertainment of playing and participating in the game show is all the entertainment they need. I don't know. All the payment they need. Better way of wording it. But I still just feel weird about it. I'm still very torn about it. Because what makes me so torn is, like, my dream, my goal would be to host, like, one game show every 2 months. Like I said, like, that would be so much fun. Maybe even more than that. Like, if I get enough viewership and followers and support for these game shows on Twitch, we could do a game show once a month. Maybe even more than that. Like, but for now, just to set expectations properly, a game show every 2 months. However, I also acknowledge that is really difficult to do on my budget as a small streamer, that budget being practically nothing. So, like, yeah, I really don't know. I'm going back and forth, like, as to whether or not I'm going to pay everyone this season or just the finalists, because it is only a one-day event that lasts between 6 to 8 hours. Season 1 just ended up lasting 8 hours because we had some people show up late. And therefore, like I said, I really wouldn't feel that bad not paying some people. Like, if you're eliminated first 30 minutes in the stream, I don't really feel that bad. Who I would feel bad for, a little bit, is, like, 4th place. Because 4th place is the last person eliminated before the finale, before we have our 3 finalists. And 4th place played the game show for at least, like, 7 hours. Like, Season 1, 4th place was participating in the game show for 7 of 8 hours. And they got paid in Season 1. But if, let's say, hypothetically, in Season 2, it also lasts 8 hours because some people were late. Some people were, taking breaks during the game show. Which, I have no problem with taking breaks. It just, there obviously are going to be moments where the pacing gets slowed down. And the total time is obviously going to take longer. I should clarify that. I have no problem with people taking breaks in an 8-hour production, obviously. But my main concern is, like, what if Season 2 also lasts 8 hours and 4th place gets nothing after playing the game for, like, 7 hours of those 8 hours? I would feel terrible. Now, I guess it doesn't matter as much if we go into the game show with that expectation set. People aware that's how it's going to be. But I would still feel so bad. Anyways, I should probably explain what I'm doing. I want to cut out, like, a little alcove of water here. in between these two islands, almost like a land bridge. And in that land bridge is where arbitration's going to be held this season. Maybe we do like right here. There's probably a faster way to do this, like mathematically with sponges. But I'm probably just going to end up placing like sponges everywhere. Yeah, there might be a faster way to do this. I really am not very smart when it comes to how sponges work. I have no clue how they work. So I'm just gonna place them in like rows of 3 or 4. Hopefully that gets rid of all the water that I'm looking to get rid of. I don't know. I should really learn how sponges work in Minecraft at some point in my life. I've just never known like the math behind it, so I always use them kind of at random. Seems like at least 3 to 4 blocks is enough. I don't want to try to space it out more, because I feel like then I'll be incorrect. I am giving myself a lot of work, though, on removing sponges. Ah, not far enough. Not the end of the world that we're going to have a lot of sponges to remove. Oh no, the salmon. The poor little salmon. Alright. So now here's the important question. If I were to remove these sponges, are these just going to fill up again? Oh gosh. Poor little guys. Is this river just going to fill up again? I feel like the answer is yes on this side. I need to make, like, the dirt bigger. Almost, like, kind of create a dam. So the water doesn't fill up. Okay, and then we can remove the dam as needed. There we go. Cool. Got a nice little land bridge going here. We already have built a dam on this side. I have a feeling it wasn't needed. So we can probably get rid of some of these gravel blocks here in a second. Makes me nervous. Actually, I'm going to keep the gravel blocks. It makes me nervous how this is just like a straight wall of water and it's not moving. Like this one at least looks a little bit more natural. This is just a wall of water. I'm like worried it's going to break at some point. It's not moving right now. Just making me nervous, that's all. Yeah, we're gonna keep the gravel there, high key. I mean, we're gonna add a couple layers of blocks to the bottom of this, so it's not gonna look as off-putting that the gravel's so high, because we're just gonna terraform to make it look a little bit more natural. First, we gotta get rid of these sponges, though. These mass amount of sponges that we placed down. My bad, boys, my bad. And I kind of want to get rid of this grass with, like, sand. I feel like if the grass starts spreading, like it's already spreading, I want the entire... Yeah, the grass is already spreading. I want the entire, like, land bridge to have a floor of sand. Because that just makes sense. And it will give off the vibe of, like, a land bridge much more. Yeah. Like I said, I don't want the grass to spread too much. Everywhere at Y62 and below is going to be sand, specifically. I realize I should have explained my logic in a bit more thorough terms. How did you get an orange emoji? Are you on mobile? I don't know how you did that. Bros hosting fruit. Playing Animal Crossing. I don't think I've ever seen an orange in my chat before. Okay. Cool. Let's continue getting rid of these sponges then. And we'll continue putting down sand. And obviously I'm going to even out the floor. Because I don't want the land bridge to be this steep. Nor go down this many blocks. Like, it's a little too deep for me. And then arbitration, I think, will be accessed via, like, a ladder. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Cool. See, I already vibe with this because it looks like we're connecting the two islands. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. I'm very happy with how this looks. And it'll really fit the Season 2 aesthetic of it being Season 2. Obviously. Like, the whole point is Season 2, 2 islands. Season 1 had 1 island. Maybe that's silly, maybe that's too on the nose, but I think it's fun. I think it's fun. Alright. Got some good music playing today as well. I'm in a great mood just because of the music alone. Two, 1, 2. 2, 1, 2. 4. Okay. Oh man, it's a lot of work. I'm getting tired of placing sand, I'm not gonna lie. One. It'll be worth it though, because look, it's already got like a really fun aesthetic for this. Like this land bridge aesthetic is coming together nice. Oh, I need to terraform this gravel better. I almost forgot to do that. I have it turned into sand here just so it's not such a harsh edge. Yeah, and we're gonna even out the bottom as well, so not too big of a deal. Gosh, can't place blocks properly. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right, once we get this floor placed with entire sand. You're on a laptop? How did you make an orange emoji with a laptop? Unless it's like a Mac? I don't know. I've never seen someone like do an orange emoji in Twitch chat. It looks like a regular like Apple emoji. Even out the floor one more time. Yeah. Then we should be good. Okay. Beautiful. Now, where do I want players to go down? I kind of want it to be like a 4x4 hole with ladders on either side. So we could do that hole like there. Doesn't matter which side we go on. Maybe like, which side is Big Island? That is Big Island, right? You know, I realized I was calling them Little Island and Big Island. They're kind of the same size. But I think that's Big Island. That's so funny. Alright. So we're just going to dig down. Anywhere we start seeing... Oh, dude. I did not think about how annoying this was going to be. 1, 2, 3. Working with sand makes me an angry person. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay. I was gonna say, anywhere we see dirt, we can start replacing it with stone, just so it looks a little bit more natural. And then I should probably give myself an idea of where I'm digging down to. Like, is there anything below me directly? The answer is yes. Yeah. Give me night vision. Okay. So we want to go down to, like, I would say we don't even need to go down that far. Go down to, like, 31? No, maybe a little bit more. Because then we'd have to block off that. I don't want people to have to be climbing ladders like crazy, though. I'm torn. Because I don't want people to have to climb up and down this ladder that, like, lasts 10 minutes. I don't want to go down that far down. What if I just start blocking off a little bit this cave? This is going to give me extra work, but it'll be worth it in the long run. And then we can only go down, like, a couple blocks. Turtle emoji. I feel like a turtle right now, bro. Swimming underwater. Trying to find all these little caves underground. Okay. I don't hate this. I think this could be a good idea. So if we dig down to 31, we'll have that cave system to our right. That's fine. I feel like it's not fine. Maybe we have to go down to 27. I don't want to, but it might be needed. That or I just have to block off more of the cave, which is annoying, and I don't want to do that either. Alright, we'll go down to 27. Dude, that's such a long ladder trip, though. What if I just... What if I just stay above the cave system? Or, like, block off this top section of the cave system? Am I overthinking it? Probably. But I really don't want contestants to have to, like, travel a super, super long distance via ladder. But eventually I'm going to have to put a staircase up, a staircase down. The staircase up is the big thing I'm thinking about. Yeah. So let's just think for a second. How far would that be to travel by ladder? Pretty far. That is annoying. That is high-key annoying. Alright. We'll do... We'll do 45. That's like 20 less blocks for people to have to travel by ladder. But the problem with doing 45 is I'm going to have to block off this cave. God dang it. I should have thought about that. I should have thought about, like, how long it was going to take people to travel to and from locations during the game show. It's fine. We'll just block off this cave. Not the end of the world. Early stream, I know. Hey, enjoy your time in the box. I'm always in the box, brother. Sorry. Thank you for keeping the streak alive. Always appreciate you, brother. This underground arbitration is going to be the death of me. All these underground caves are getting in the way of it. Season 1, the arbitration was built into the side of a mountain, which is so much easier. Season 2, trying to do this underground might have been a mistake. It's fine. I'm not upset. It's fine. And once we get this cave pretty much fully blocked off, we should have free range to build arbitration wherever we want. Obviously, still being cognizant of like where I need to build the voting booth and the eliminated player booth, where I interview them after they're voted out. Okay. Oop. Spectator. Might even block off some of the ceiling. Oh my gosh. Yikes. Just so the build does not get in the way. This is a bit of a yikes, brothers. Okay. Everything's fine. Okay, and then I'm trying to remember, it was 10 by 10 area for arbitration we did last season, right? A little 10 by 10. I keep going into creative. Oh, I don't have mob spawning on. So we should be okay. It's also game mode peaceful. So I think we should be doubly okay. I did the same thing in season 1. Something like that, yeah. I did the same thing in season 1 because I didn't want people to just be constantly dying to mobs in the middle of a game show, so we did game mode peaceful, which also made it nice. Like if someone was in the middle of a parkour challenge, they jumped off a high distance and fell, they didn't like immediately die because of game mode peaceful, keeping them at least a little bit more safe and sound. It's not like you're immune to death, but a bit more. It's a bit more safe. I'm gonna do the ladders on this side and this side, I think. Wait, I'm already in creative. What am I thinking? So wait, would the warden have spawned when I was in that cave looking for a golden apple? No. That's why there were like no mobs in that cave while you were looking for a golden apple. Because it was game mode peaceful. I mean, it would have been very funny if like the warden spawned, I'm not gonna lie. But unfortunately it would not have happened. Okay. And then I need a sign. And red dye. Oh my gosh, I cannot type today. Something wrong with me. We'll just put like one sign here. It says arbitration. One sign here that says arbitration. Now, the question is, which side of this do we want to build? I don't night vision anymore. Which side do we want to build arbitration on? If I go this way, I have this cave system in the way. If I go this way, I should be okay, because I blocked off this cave system for the most part. So we'll go this way. Now, what the hell going on here? Is this a treasure chest, or is this just buried by blocks? What just happened? I think I just had like a ton of gravel just fall. Oh, I did. 100%. Just caused a ton of gravel to fall. That's all me. That's my bad, brothers. Oh, that's kind of fun. You can watch the bubbles dissipate. You know, they've really expanded. What the hell going on here? There's also a dungeon down there. I kind of want to see what the dungeon looks like. Okay. Interesting. I didn't even notice these things were in the ravine the first time I explored the ravine, bro. I feel like I'm going crazy. There's 2 of them down there. How neat. Okay. Not that it's important at all, but I do kind of want to go explore the dungeon. Give myself some boots. I gotta gear up before I go into this dungeon. Where is it at? I saw it when I was like right around here. How did I lose it? I was literally... Was it not this one? Was it the other one? Also, did my night vision go away already? I feel like it's so difficult to see. I could have went all the way. You probably could have. I really believed in you. You were my chosen one. Well, this is fun. We're gonna get rid of it so no one has an unfair advantage. Especially with some of the challenges we have coming up this season. Spoilers. But that's fun. I don't think anyone will find this anyways, but I'm just being safe instead of sorry. Okay. Cool, cool. Where was I? We need to finish building arbitration here in this little land bridge we created. Okay. So what direction did I want to go? This way. I'll be honest, I remember it was a 10 by 10 room. I do not remember the exact layout of the room. So we're gonna have to figure that out here in a second. Actually, we can just hop back and forth between worlds. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. I'm surprised you didn't notice that there were 0 mobs spawning in the entire cave. And also, I think I said something at the beginning of the season of it being a peaceful world, so no one, you know, got destroyed by mobs. Okay, so this like leads right into the seats. So we did a 3 by 3 hole. It was more like 3 by 4 hole for season 1. Season 2 is not going to be as fancy because it's a ladder going down to arbitration. We could do like a 2 by 3, but not 3 by 3. Okay, so we'll just put it here. So 2 on this side, 2, and then 6 blocks. 2, 2, 6. Cool. 2, 2, 6. We can do that. Easy peasy. Okay. 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now let's just make a 10 block radius. 2, 4. Was it 10 blocks tall? Yeah, it was. No, not sorry, 10 blocks tall. 10 blocks wide, 4 blocks tall. I'm losing my mind. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it doesn't have to be the exact same as Season 1. I'm just trying to use that as a template so I know exactly what I'm building. And so I can build this a little bit faster. Because I don't want to, you know, waste too much time on stream with the arbitration room. Okay. Beautiful. Phenomenal. We're having oh so much fun. Okay. So, in Season 1, the voting booth was down this direction in a downward motion. That could still be the same. In Season 1, the interview booth for the eliminated player was up in that direction, which we could keep the same. I just want to get rid of these empty blocks that are just hanging out here. Okay. So that can still go up there. Voting booth can still go down there. Real quick, though, and we will make this look prettier later. It's not just going to be all stone. But for now, the perimeter is going to be stone, and then we'll fill it in with other blocks, other decorative blocks later. Cool. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Amazing. We're having so much fun. I am out of night vision. That's okay. Chilling. Okay. I keep misplacing blocks. I'm so sorry. It's definitely slowing down this process. Alright, I feel good. Okay, so. Still a couple things I want to build tonight. What time is it? 3:50? We got time. Some of the things I still want to build are one of the challenges that I can build on stream. And then the admin room, which will have like command blocks for teleporting people to those challenges. I'm saying that as if we're done with the arbitration room. We are not, but at least have the layout done. Okay. Cool. Can you get out of here, you freak? Sorry. Alright. I'm pretty sure the voting booth was just these two blocks down. And the eliminated player booth was that way up in the middle. But I don't remember how exactly it looked. Like it's 3 blocks, 2 blocks, what have you. So we'll go back to season 1. How did this look? Okay. 3 blocks and the stairs started here. Okay. Same thing. Okay. Makes sense, makes sense. We also did like a ring of stairs around the top. Interesting. That did make it look a little bit cleaner. Less just boxy. And we also had lanterns at each corner except for where the eliminated players are sitting. It's their corner of shame. Okay. Okay, I can vibe with that. We'll go back. We're just going to be going back and forth a little bit here. Apologies, brothers. Okay. In the meantime, let me grab these stairs. No, I should probably... what do I like more? I don't know what I like more. I kind of like that more. Cool. Looks good. And then the first set of stairs started here. And we can just go down from there. Admittedly, I don't quite remember where the lanterns were placed in the stairwell. Probably should have checked that. That's fine. It might not be fine. I need to double check. I feel so bad. I'm like jumping back and forth between season 1 and season 2. It's because I don't have this layout memorized. I mean, I guess we don't need lanterns to be placed anywhere because it's game mode peaceful, but... Oh, there were no lanterns until you got down to the bottom. Interesting. Same with this stairwell. No light until you got to the top. Okay. Very interesting. We can do the quartz couch now. While I'm thinking about it. While I have it in my memory. Do that quartz couch. For where the voting players will be sitting. I use smooth stairs, I believe. Yeah. Wait, why am I using stairs when cushions exist now? Wait, are cushions in the game yet? Or is that a beta thing? That might be a beta thing. I thought cushions would be in the game by now, because I saw so many people making videos about them. Whale? Never mind then. We're going to keep using stairs for our seats. I have an idea now, though. Create in our world, experiments. I don't even know if that's how you spell cushion. For some reason, that seems like it's wrong. I feel like I'm spelling it wrong. we're just gonna make a new world to test something out. I want to see if cushions are only an experimental, like, beta thing. They are... I don't know if that's something I can turn on now. Save and quit. Yeah, I don't even know if I could turn that into... Could I use a realm with cushions? I don't know. I'm, like, worried to turn on a setting after already making the world. Yeah, be careful as things might break. Yeah, it's fine. For Season 2, we'll just continue to use stairs as people's seats. But then hopefully by the time Season 3 comes out, cushions will be added to the game, and then we can use those as seats. That would be ideal, obviously. That's fine. Okay. We'll make this fun little stairway to heaven. I want to make sure I'm not running into anything like land. Nah, we got space. For both of these stairwells, we got lots of space. I'm glad. We put this arbitration area in a good spot. It just took a lot of terraforming to get it in a good spot. Do one more stair. I don't remember exactly how I had the layout of this room. I believe it was something like this. Where I could do like personal one-on-one interviews with the players. And then I did glowstone and red carpet. Red carpet to kind of symbolize the fact that they were eliminated. So... glowstone. Give me the red carpet again. And then we're just going to clean this area up a little bit by getting rid of the gross granite. Yuck. Granite might be my least favorite of those, like, 3 stone blocks they added. Andesite, diorite, granite. I'm not a granite fan, personally. Okay. Then we need this stairwell to go down. Which is fine. Oh man, I'm a little tired. I did not sleep well last night though. I woke up a million times. Probably because I also not been feeling well lately. Definitely does not help. How many stairs do we have down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's enough. The only thing I want to change for this season is I want to make the hallway people vote in a little bit longer. I feel like it was too narrow, and like if someone was voting right here at the bottom of the stairwell, people could like snoop on them and see, like watch them vote. Not that there's any issue with that per se, because they couldn't hear them vote. It's not like it was based off, you know, it's not like we were using a mod where you could hear people if you were close to them. But what I did not particularly like was like people snooping on other people while they were voting. I want the voting to feel like a more private experience. So for that reason, we're just gonna dig the voting booth out a little bit more so no one can see you when you're voting. And that should be enough blocks. Okay, so the chest is going to go here. And then Zach's little hidey hole for watching people will be right here. Okay. I have a thought. One thing I didn't like about the voting in Season 1 is the chest blocked half of the player's, like, POV. So you only saw, like, half the player's body, their, like, upper torso. What if I put the chest here? Or do we even need a chest? Slab. Could literally just be a slab that separates, like, Zach and the other players. I don't hate that idea. I don't hate that at all. I want to use something more exciting than wood, though. And then Zach still has his chest. Why can you not open the chest? I mean, we don't even need to use a chest then at that point. People can just give their vote straight to Zach. Like, Zach can stay here and then see them directly. I don't hate that. Okay. Why don't we just ditch the chest this season so people can actually be seen on camera and their lower torso isn't cut off? I like that. I far prefer that. Just ditch the chest entirely. That is fine by me. We're thinking. We're making good changes from Season 1 to Season 2. You know what I still need to do, however? I need to place lanterns on the corners. I think they actually might have gone here instead. Except that corner. Alright, and then we did signs here. Oh my gosh, my caps lock is messing me up. Eliminated. Players only. And then a hanging sign here for voting booth. Well, you know what we could... I hate birch signs, though. No, we're sticking with the wood signs. I was going to maybe start switching out some of the signs this season for birch signs. which we still could do. We've only placed down a couple signs. It wouldn't be that much of a replacement, just to give it a bit of a different vibe. Because one of the themes, the colors for the season is yellow. So, I feel like the birch would match that pretty well. Then again, so would bamboo. I don't hate that either. But we're not in a bamboo biome, so that would be weird. Whereas, like, birch signs, I could easily go plant some birch trees. Now, granted, I could go plant bamboo as well, but I don't really... That's a lot of work. Which means we're also going to have to go back up here. Replace these signs. Arbitration. Arbitration. Then we'll put these signs here for voting booth. Come down to the voting booth. Zach will throw you a vote. And then, yeah, I vibe with that. Okay. So, what we need to do next then is add in the mossy cobble and dripstone. That will go in this area. Means I also need to get rid of this. I forgot. Can I get this to, like, not connect? No, don't do that. It's fine. It's so funny. I still think it's so funny having the eliminated players sit underneath dripstone. Okay. And then we need to build the little podiums out of purple. And what was the other block type we were doing? It was like blackstone or whatever it's called. Purple and polished blackstone, yeah. Sorry, hiccups. Oh my gosh, scared me. Scared myself. Now I don't remember how these two podiums looked. I just remember like one was here. One was here. That feels off actually. Why does that look off? Was it not a 10 by 10 square? It was not a 10 by 10 square, it was a 10 by 9. It was technically a rectangle. Which makes sense why this is only 2 blocks. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. That's awkward. I did not realize it was that off. Okay, well, let's just get a quick picture in my head of how this looks. So, it comes out 2 blocks, 3 wide. That makes sense. I have the picture in my head of how to rebuild that. If I mess up, we can go back. I am, however, going to have to move these blocks. I am going to have to move these blocks 100%. I think it would make sense to move them over this way one. That was a stair. That was a stair. These stairs go here. These stairs go here, and then it's like that. Oh, wait, why did I... Dude, I'm losing my mind. Okay, so we have my seat. And the seat for the Ultima to sit in. Beautiful. Figured we could leave this area a little bit more open, because this is where the ladders come down. So keep it less congested so people aren't coming down the ladders and running immediately into a chair. Beautiful. All right. So now it's just a matter of kind of spicing up the way this looks. Give me a... Wait, I already have a gravel block. That's silly of me. Throw some gravel in there. Throw some diorite in here. And then I do want to maybe do a carpet. I want to try a little carpet design in the middle this time. Last time there was no design. Alright. You know what? With the carpet, we could maybe get rid of the lanterns, which kind of are like an eyesore hanging from the ceiling. I don't love lanterns. I like the lanterns down here in the voting booth. It makes the voting booth more ominous. But they're not really the aesthetic here. Instead, what we could do is glowstone on the floor here. My stomach's growling, apologies if you can hear that. I haven't eaten yet today. I woke up very late, but also, like, I wasn't really hungry. I don't know if I like the carpet design, honestly. There's not enough space in the room to make a good design in the carpet. I might ditch that idea. Just keep the space blank. Yeah, we might ditch that design. Truthfully. Alright, well, we have arbitration done then. We built our nice little land bridge connecting. My God, your llamas are drowning. Whatever. We built a nice little land bridge connecting the 2 islands. One thing I want to do, though, is maybe spice up the 2 islands a bit more with some birch trees. As I said I would. And also, like, birch is kind of a running aesthetic throughout this. Thank you for the tornado, Black Dragons. Give me a birch sapling and some bone meal. Yeah, we'll just place a couple of these bad boys down. We're going to create our own little birch biome here. Plus, there aren't a lot of trees on these islands, so this will at least give people more trees to harvest. Threw a couple down over there. Let's put a couple over here. Maybe like 2 over here. Now there's just a little bit more wood for people to collect, because there weren't a lot of trees to begin with on these 2 islands. You want to tell me? I'm doing great. You know, besides being sick, I feel okay. I'm in a good mood. I'm excited for this game show. We're getting a lot of work done today for the game show, which is hype. I think officially we can start working on the admin room. Question is, where do I want to put the admin room? I don't hate the idea of putting the admin room like near arbitration, just so it's easy to find, easy to access. Or just putting it in like a cave that already exists. That way I don't have to dig out this cave. Yeah, and it'd be near arbitration. Alright, this could be our admin room. Oh, my night vision's running out. So here's the thing with the admin room. I want to use bedrock, obviously, for the walls so people can't get in. And I want like 2 layers of bedrock. Both on the floors, ceiling, and walls. Ugh, gross. I did not mean to use bedrock there. It's awkward. Thank you for asking me how I'm doing, though. I'm, like I said, I'm a little sick, but otherwise very excited for this game show. I gave the bat night vision. I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry, buddy. That's probably burning his eyes. Okay, let's go down 1 block, then. Sorry, I gotta get rid of this bedrock. I'm using the cave just because it's already a naturally open area, and it's going to give me less work, less blocks I need to dig out. But I want to dig out like a little rectangular square area here in the cave that I can use as my admin room. This will have all the command blocks, teleports for challenges, things like that. Including like chests with items that I might need. Maybe advantages people will get. You never know. Let's go out this way 1 more. Especially because I'm doing 2-layer thick bedrock walls. Sorry, Mr. Bat. Yeah, because the bedrock walls are going to be 2 layers thick. My goal is to kind of expand this a little bit. No, brother, that's not what I wanted. God dang it, brother. It's still a little bit of like a rectangle. Let's try to make it a bit more of a square this way. Again, this shape that I'm building into the wall right now is way bigger than the room is actually going to be. It's going to be a very small room. I just need it to be big enough for 2 layers of bedrock so people can't, like, find a way to glitch into the admin room. I'm thinking about, like, people using ender pearls and shit, which I realize is probably not possible because mob spawning is off, but you know what I mean. Catch my drift, you know? Okay. So, let's do the first layer of bedrock here. Oh my god, all this water. 6 water is actually going to be the death of me. I'm being haunted by this underground water system. I hate underground water caves, bro. I hate them with all my heart. That was way too much work. Just to get rid of some stupid water. God dang it, brother. Yeah, I think overall this could be a fun season. I'm really excited for season 2. Especially because I think the production value is going to go up with, you know, more scripts for what the challenges are, how the challenges work. A more concrete format for how the season's supposed to work now that, you know, we have season 1 under our belt. Kind of helped me figure out what exactly I wanted to do for season 2. And we have just a much better plan going into it. I feel way more prepared. Like season 1, I wasn't winging it. Like all the challenges were built. The Excel sheet was made in time. And Zach and I had run through everything the day before, just so we kind of had like a, almost like a dress rehearsal of what was supposed to happen. We both understood like camera angles and where things were supposed to go. But because it was the first time I'd ever hosted a live game show, obviously like some things went wrong and I was learning my footing for what exactly I wanted to do. I'm gonna do the 2-layer floor now. But it's okay. We're gonna fix some of those mistakes here in season 2 and beyond. Let's not do that. Let's actually not do that. Oh, another thing I still need to build up on the island is an ender chest like area. I want people to have like an ender chest where they can store items. In season 1, they were just storing them in like random chests. And people were like, not getting into fights, but like people were like, hey, did someone steal my kelp? Who took my chest plate? And I was like, alright, we're gonna make an ender chest so people don't like get into little tizzies about taking other items, especially because like there weren't any crazy advantages last season. The only advantage last season was an extra vote. Last season there was one advantage, the extra vote I just mentioned, and one twist, but the twist is something that I control. The players don't really need to worry about as much. Oh my god, I need to get these bats out of here. Sorry. I can't have bats flying around in my admin room. However, I realized like I gave Soniki in season 1 an extra vote as an advantage that he won. And like I should probably have some sort of method from preventing people from stealing those extra votes. So an enter chest would be a great way to do that, simply put. What consoles do I have? Well, that's a long list, brother. This is a very long list. Jeez. So, I have almost every... It'd be easier to tell you, like, what I don't have. So I don't have any PlayStation console anymore. I had a PS2 growing up, but one of my sisters broke it by knocking it off of the, like, TV stand, the entertainment stand that we had. I had a PSP growing up, and coincidentally, I was just talking about my PSP in the last stream. I bought it used from someone, and the screen had like some dead pixels in it, and over time the dead pixels just kind of spread and became worse and worse and worse to the point where I could not see the screen at all. I could still use the PSP, and like I low-key just kind of used it as like a glorified MP3 player because I had some music on that PSP, and therefore I had memorized the buttons you needed to press when starting up the PSP to go over to the music section and then select what albums I wanted to select based off alphabetical order. Like I knew what albums were where in the menu system, but I literally could not see the screen. So like my PSP could not play games anymore at that point. It was just a glorified MP3 player. And I would sometimes use it as such, like on the bus ride to and from school. But I don't have any PlayStation consoles anymore because my PSP broke and one of my sisters broke our family PlayStation 2. I've never had an Xbox, which is a bit unfortunate because like I know a lot of people who are huge Xbox fans, and they had some really good exclusives back in the day. Now, Xbox nowadays is kind of like a dead company. Microsoft is just turning that into like a cloud service system. But it's still something I wish I maybe bought at some point in my life. Oh yeah, we're fine now. Okay, I have enough space to start doing the 2-layer floor. However, I have a PC, obviously. I play most of my games on PC. And then I own every single Nintendo console except for a Wii U. I bought my first GameCube last year. I bought like a DSi last year, which I never owned a DSi before. And I guess, speaking of the DSi, if you want to get down to the nitty-gritties, I technically don't own every Nintendo console because I don't have a DSi XL, but I have the regular DSi. Or like I have a 3DS, but I don't have a 2DS. But some of those things are on my list. Like I really want to buy a 2DS at some point, just to say that I own one. I don't know if I care enough to buy the DSi XL. The way my brain works is like, the 2DS is a different enough console from the 3DS where I kind of want to buy it, but the DSi XL is not different enough from the DSi that I feel like I need to buy it. It's just a bigger DSi. It just has larger screens. I already own the DSi, therefore I don't really need the DSi XL. I have the regular DS. I technically don't own the DS Lite, but my wife does. So by proxy, I have a DS Lite. It's literally sitting in the closet next to me. I was about to say on the shelf behind me, but it's not on the shelf behind me because it's my wife's DS, so I can't use it as display. I don't want to steal one of her systems away from her so I can display it in my collection. But no, yeah, like I have the regular DS, but I don't have a DS Lite. So my wife has a DS Lite, though. But like, if you don't count, for example, the DSi and the DSi XL as different systems, then I do own every Nintendo system except a Wii U. There's just, again, there's a lot of like weird little niche ones that I'm starting to think about. Like I don't own the Virtual Boy. So let's use proper semantics. I own every mainline Nintendo system. All the mainline Nintendo consoles. I just don't all, you know, I don't have all the quirky little side consoles. Like, I don't have a Virtual Boy. I also don't have like a Game Boy Micro. I have a Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SP, a Game Boy Pocket, but I don't have the Game Boy Micro. Which I kind of do want to add that to my collection at some point. The Game Boy, like, the Game Boy Micro is such a silly little console that I do want to add it to the collection at some point. Also, not all of my consoles are currently at my house right now. Some of them are still at my parents' house because I only recently moved into this house. And therefore I haven't moved everything over. I still have boxes at my parents' house. I still have boxes at my old place that I need to bring to my new place and unpack. For example, like, I have an N64, but my N64 is at my parents' place. It's not here right now. But that's not the end of the world, because if I wanted to play N64 games currently, I would either play them on NSO, Nintendo Switch Online, because a lot of the good N64 games are on Nintendo Switch Online by now, so that's an easy, convenient way to play them, just on my Switch. Or I could just emulate them, because I have an N64 emulator. So, like, I'm not losing sleep over the fact that my N64 isn't home with me right now. But at some point, I would like to have a full kind of gaming setup with all of my consoles plugged into a TV. I was talking about this on stream the other day with one of my mods. And by the other day, I mean, this is probably months ago, so I don't know why I said the other day. It was not the other day. But like a couple months ago, I was talking on stream with one of my mods about how exactly we would create a gaming setup with all of my consoles plugged in all at the same time. Like, I don't really know how to do that, but my mod was kind of helping me figure it out, because if you get like a TV, you can then buy like this like I forget what it's called. It's like a video hub that you can plug all your consoles into and then just switch back and forth with the press of a button as to which console you want to actually export its gameplay to the TV. We can do our little carpet design here. Why did I just get rid of the stone? I'm gonna need that later. I don't know why I got rid of that. White and yellow. Fun fact, the colors for this season are purple, white, and yellow. Last season it was green, dark green, and brown. This season we're going for a bit more of a nighttime aesthetic, which means I might also set the time to night at some points throughout the game show. Nice little 2 there. Then let's change half of the carpets to yellow. And then we'll do the background border as white. This is purely aesthetics. This is purely cosmetics. This is not important at all. But it's something I wanted to do for myself. And the stream will see it a little bit, because I'll be teleporting to the admin room every once in a while. So, no harm in making it look good. Cool. Alright, I like that. I vibe with that. And we have this room set up very close to arbitration. So I can just quickly go into game mode SP, run over here, and teleport people to a challenge. So speaking of teleporting people to a challenge, we're going to build that probably next. I think the only thing stopping me is I want to build the ender chests for people. And I had a very specific layout I wanted to do for the ender chests. Give me one moment. Minecraft Nether reactor core. I want it to look similar to like a Nether reactor core layout. Yeah, from old school Minecraft Pocket Edition. Anyone remembers the Nether reactor core, which is an item that doesn't exist anymore in Minecraft? I miss it. I wish they would bring it back. We're gonna do this for the layout of the for the ender chests. So I kind of need like a 3x3 space. Which means I almost want to terraform a little bit, move some of these dirt blocks back. Just like one. I'm very excited. This is going to be so much fun. Okay. Just give me like a 3x3 space here. We're going to need yellow wool and cobble. Let's not do infested cobble. Technically, it's made with diamonds. No, sorry, gold, diamonds, and iron. But the diamonds and iron goes in the middle. We're gonna replace that with the ender chest, and the gold goes on the outside. But I don't want people to steal the gold, so we're gonna use yellow wool, which makes sense anyways, because one of the colors is yellow for this season. You have a lot of consoles. I do have a lot of consoles. I'll be honest. It's some would say it's a bit of a problem, a bit of an addiction. Let's actually move this back one. Okay. Sorry, I have to keep opening the other tab to see what it looks like exactly. Is there... So the yellow wool goes on the outside. Okay, it's a base layer. Base layer. And then blocks on top of the yellow wool. Oh, my dog is here to say hi. Hi, Junie. Are you here to say hello? Wait. Let me... Okay. She is... I can't even move my arm. She's underneath my arm. I know you guys can't see it, but... Hold up. Come here, June. Come here. Come here. Want to say hi? Come here. Yes. Oh my gosh, you're a monster. You're like a monster. She's a freaking monster. You're so tall. You're so sweet. You're a pretty girl. What a pretty girl. You want to play Minecraft too? Good girl. Oh my gosh. She's like all up in my face. All up in my grill. Hi. Hello. Hi, Miss Pretty. Okay, yeah, don't fall. Please don't fall. Very nice. You're very nice. Ah. He set you down gently. Oh my gosh. This girl's a freak. You're a freak dog. Thank you. Nice kiss. What a great kiss. You're a freak dog. I want you to know that. Oh, what the heck? Look at this freaky face. Look, you have a freaky face. You're so pretty, though. Alright. I might have to take a break here for a second, because she is... Oh. energetic. I think she might have to go outside. That's fine. Let me build this template real quick for the ender chest. Oh yeah, she definitely has to go outside. She's barking. Cool. Alright, let me take my dog outside real quick. I'll try to be fast, so I'm just gonna go to my be right back screen for like 5-10 minutes. I'll keep the music playing though. BRB, boys. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Just had to take my dog outside to use the bathroom real quick. Alright, so we're going to use these ender chests as a way for players to store items that they might have, or any advantages they might win throughout the season. So, because of that, we'll put a little sign here on every side that just says storage. Storage. And that'll be a more secure way for people to store their items compared to just using regular chests that anyone can access around the map. Let's do another little 3x3 area over here. Where exactly do I want it? Yeah, this is fine. We can try to line it up with the other one. That'd be kind of funny. Be like right here. You can even do it like right here, because it looked weird with just the grass sticking out. Okay. And another ender chest. Now you have a storage container on both islands, close to where arbitration would be held anyways, and a lot of advantages are going to be used regardless. So it's kind of it makes sense for me to put these near arbitration. Storage. 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 All right. So last thing I think I want to do here is start working on one of the challenges I know I can build that won't be like spoilers. You know, it doesn't give away what the challenge is particularly. So what we need to do is find like a good plains biome or something with nice flat land that I can build on. Additionally, you know, I play normally with like low render distance. I never really thought to check. Oh no, my render distance is actually... Oh no, it is low, 13. What if we go to 76? Okay, even with pretty high render distance, you're not really seeing much in the area. Oh, I lied. There's another island over here. The music just glitched out. What the heck is going on with this island? Why is the music glitching out? Maybe it's the render distance. My render distance is breaking my game. That's half a joke, but also could be true. What the heck going on here? We can do the same thing we did in Season 1. We put a chest in here. Somewhere. There would be like a sneaky place to put a chest. Maybe like back in this corner. Chest. Give me some pumpkin pie. We're gonna do the same thing we did in Season 1. We're gonna fill this thing with pumpkin pie and then a book that says you should not be here. How did I miss that slot? Give me one more stack. One more stack of pumpkin pie. Everything has 9 then. We'll get rid of the middle slot. Give me a book and quill. should not be here. ... Okay. So if someone does find this island, which they shouldn't be doing that, there's a book telling them to leave, but also pumpkin pie. So it's a threat and a reward. They get both a pleasant surprise and a vague threat. Okay. Alright, so we need to go find an area that will have flat land. What I need to do first, though, is get out, like, my notes app or something. Yeah, let's just open the notes app and write down the coordinates to spawn so I don't lose my way back here. Wolfe's Den Season 2 coordinates. Spawn. We'll say spawn has like a coordinates of... Well, let's just use one of the islands. We'll do this spot. -169 64 463. Cool. Am I still live? I am still live. Why is my YouTube stream glitching out, though? I'm still live on Twitch, but my YouTube stream is glitching out for some reason. I'm gonna try to refresh it. Okay, now it looks normal. I was worried for a second. I'm like, why is the live stream not working? Okay. So now we're just going to TP around to different places. Let's start with like 2,000, 90, 2,000. Oh, I'm in a mountain. Oh, it's not even a mountain, but somehow this is just a very hilly biome. 90 was not high enough. You know, I like the ice caps. Sadly, there's not enough like flat land around here to really host a challenge. This is sick. This would be a sick spot for the first challenge. Are you joking me? This is insane. It's gonna take some terraforming to get rid of the trees, but this is so sick for the first challenge. This is insane. But actually, I don't know if I can build the first challenge here. Maybe the second round, final 8 challenge could go here. Sorry, my brain jumped to like the first challenge should go here because it's such a sick location, but I can't build the first challenge on stream. The first challenge is a spoiler. Challenge number 2 though, for like round 8. The final 8. I can't speak words right now. I'm so tired. I apologize. For the final 8 challenge, that 8 players will be competing in, this would be a spot that I could build that challenge, and it won't be a spoiler. I can build that challenge without spoiling what it is. You know what I should probably do, actually? This will help me get rid of the leaves faster. I just need to get rid of the logs. This is such a sick spot for a challenge. Holy shit. This is so sick. So many logs we gotta get rid of, though. To clear out the land here. I hate these, like, trees that branch out with a million different directions, a million different branches. Why do I feel like we've listened to the same couple songs over and over again? We've definitely listened to this song before. Why is it playing again? We are listening to the same couple songs again. Why is it just playing? Is YouTube glitched out? It's playing the same, like, 3 songs on repeat with this playlist. We've also already listened to this song. Why is it playing this? What is happening? It took me so long to realize that it's just playing like the same 3-4 songs on repeat, even though this playlist has over 300 songs. What is going on with YouTube right now? Oh yeah, scared me. Okay, so if I skip this song, will it play something new? Is this something new? This is. We have not listened to this before. I'm so confused. Dude, I'm surprised no one said anything in the chat. So we were just listening to like the same 3 to 5 songs on repeat. And I didn't notice because I was so focused on like working on this build and working on this project that I literally didn't notice until now. That's crazy. I don't know why the YouTube playlist was just glitching out. Playing the same shit on repeat. Sorry about that. That was so weird. I don't know why that happened. Anyways, back to the more important discussion to be had. This is such an awesome place to have a challenge. Awesome setting for a challenge. I love this. Sometimes, you know, people say video games can't be beautiful, and I just show them Minecraft biomes that naturally generate, like, small little, like, plains alcove, like a little courtyard surrounded by ice spike mountains. Surrounded by Ice Spice Mountains, sorry. Hey, whatever happened to Ice Spice? I feel like she just doesn't exist anymore. She made a couple songs about, like, being the fart, which I thought was interesting. Though a lot of rappers, oddly enough, really enjoy rapping about, like, fecal situations. I don't understand that, personally. But she made a couple songs and then just disappeared. Add Old Spice? We'll add both Old Spice and Ice Spice to this challenge. That'll be the combo, the deadly duo. Okay, at least now we're getting some new music. I don't know why YouTube is glitching out. See, like, I want to use YouTube Music over Spotify because Spotify is so expensive, and I already have YouTube Premium because I hate getting ads on YouTube videos. It's like I already have YouTube Premium, and YouTube Music comes free with YouTube Premium. But then YouTube Music does weird stuff like this where it glitches out all the time. And, like, the playlists are so much more inconvenient than Spotify, so, like, I want to use your product, YouTube, but you're almost giving me reasons not to. Okay. A lot of items we need to pick up off the ground too. Also, we probably have to do a little bit of terraforming. That's okay though. It'll be worth it in the long run. Oh, I missed a tree. How the heck did I miss that? Seasonings. I want to keep all the spruce trees here because they match the aesthetic of like the ice biome around us. But any other trees are getting erased. Everything else is getting deleted. See, now we get to listen to like some new fun music. See, what was bothering me is not only was not only was the YouTube playlist playing like the same 3-4 songs, but they were like kind of bad songs. They like weren't as fun and funky as this song. This song's great. Love this song. All right. So here's the deal. We need to terraform the land a little bit here, clean it up so that it looks a little bit nicer. And it's just a more appropriate place to like hold a challenge. I also want to like move the dirt. I want to move the like ground floor up 1 or 2 blocks so you get a better view of the ice mountains around you. I would like that quite a lot. So we're gonna move the dirt up like 1 or 2 blocks and then start building the challenge itself. This is such a sick place for a challenge. I'm so hyped. I'm feeling very excited for the season though. Like I said, I have so many fun ideas that we are gonna get to implement. Also, I don't have a stream schedule quite planned out for the next week yet, but I can tell you all that I'm not gonna be live tomorrow because I'm going out on a date with my wife. And the day after that I work. So the next 2 days I'm probably not gonna be streaming. After that, we'll see. I have a new Nintendo 3DS LL. Ooh, okay. I also have a new Nintendo 3DS, but obviously it's an American console, so it's the XL. But that might be one of my favorite consoles of all time. I go back and forth. I love the 3DS, especially my new 3DS XL. However, part of me likes like the DSi a little bit more because they're not the DSi, sorry, the DS Lite, because it can play both Game Boy games and DS games, and I love some like old school Game Boy games. But if I had to pick like one handheld to play for the rest of my life and one console to play for the rest of my life, I wouldn't pick the DS Lite. I would pick the 3DS. Because the 3DS can play both 3DS games and DS games. And then the console that I would pick would be the GameCube, because the GameCube can play both GameCube games and Game Boy games. And I know what you might be thinking, well, why don't you just pick the Switch too? Because with Nintendo Switch Online, you can play any game you want, any game your heart desires. But like, really and truly, it doesn't feel the same. Like, Nintendo Switch Online just kind of feels like trashy animation. Playing on physical hardware, like playing a Game Boy game on physical hardware, playing a GameCube game on physical hardware, it's so much better. So, personally, I don't know. I wouldn't pick, like, the Switch. At least not right now. It doesn't have the library that I've like, fallen in love with yet to convince me to pick it over, like, the GameCube. Because then I could play GameCube games and Game Boy games. I thought about maybe picking the Wii, because then I could play Wii games and GameCube games, but, like, I love Game Boy games too much. The Game Boy has such a special place in my heart. It's a very tough question, though. It's a very tricky hypothetical. God, there's so many leaves. Alright, so this will be where the challenge is held. I think this is a very pretty spot for the challenge. Just in the midst of an ice mountain biome. Like, even if I up my render distance a little bit. Yeah, it's just so pretty. And we just have this challenge here. So, let's build a challenge. Like I said, this is one of the few challenges I can build without spoiling what it is. Therefore, I can't say like what the rules of the challenge are. What exactly people are going to be doing. But what I can say is I'm going to need 8 podiums, because this is going to be the challenge played when there's 8 players. I need 8 podiums. I'm going to need a green wool block, more specifically lime wool block, a red wool block, and then sticky piston, a lever, and then what do I want like outside of the challenge to be? Like the podiums to be made out of? Maybe ice. No, it's too slippery. And see-through. Could do spruce wood because there's spruce trees all around us. I don't hate the spruce wood aesthetic. Okay, because there needs to be 8 of these podiums. I need to first kind of make a template of one of these. Figure out just how big that template is going to be. So sticky piston here, here. And then the walls. Yeah. We might eventually, we might have to do this like double stacked. Yeah. might have been double stacked. And then, like, give me fence, spruce fencing, please. So the fencing, oh, yeah, fencing won't interact with that. I don't know if I like that. Thorn. What games do you have for the 3DS? Oh, that is a long list as well. That might take me a while, I'm not gonna lie, to explain. Give me one moment here, brothers. Oh wait, that was one too many down. Silly me. Okay. Have these back up, maybe? Oh, I don't. I don't love that, but I don't hate that. Let's do one more layer. So, I have a lot of games for the 3DS. Not all of them are going to be currently on my desk. I have some of them in storage, but I can quickly list out some of the games I have on my desk. Give me one moment. So, some of the games I have sitting on my desk. Bowser's Inside Story for the 3DS and the DS. I have both of them. Legend of Zelda, Link Between Worlds, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, Super Mario World 3D, Super Mario Brothers 2, Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D, Nintendogs 3D, Mario Kart 7, and then I have a lot of DS games on my desk. My 3DS games, most of my 3DS games are in storage right now. I have more DS games on my desk than 3DS games. Kind of a strange choice by me, I don't know why. I have all my DS games on the desk right now. But yeah, those are just some of the options there. And oh, I have all of the Pokemon games on the shelf behind me. So every 3DS Pokemon game. So Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, X, Y, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. All of those are on the display behind me. I have my Pokemon games on display. Excuse me, I got the hiccups. So how many blocks is this wide? 7? So let's just do a quick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This might have to shift down. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just because it's a little uneven. It's not the end of the world, but it looks bad. What if we have it shift down like 2 blocks? 3 blocks, maybe? 3. Let's do 3 blocks. Okay. 3, 4, 5. I counted that so poorly. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Oh, wait. I'm an idiot. I wasn't accounting for the fact that the walls in between. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I wasn't accounting for that. That's funny. That's very funny, actually. That's a bit silly of me. Okay. I don't hate that then. So we will just need, like, a lighting source somewhere to keep these rooms from being too dark. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Because we're going to build this on 2 layers. It's going to be 2 stories tall. 4 players on the bottom, 4 players on top. You have many 3DS games, and yet not enough. I know. I really want more in my 3DS collection because I love the 3DS so much. 3DS is like such a special place in my heart. See, it would be tough, I'll admit, to see every player's answers if we didn't do 2 stories. Even with 2 stories, it's gonna be tough to see every player's answers. Like, it's gonna be tricky. That's okay. I'm adding 1 more layer back here, just as a lighting source. I think we put a lantern in as the lighting source. A lamp they activate? I don't hate that idea. Are there colored lamps? Like green and red? I know there's colored shroom lights. Why can I not find them? There's verdant and ochre, but those are too similar, I feel like. Is there a way to do like a colored light? Wait, did you just go AFK after suggesting that? Okay, thank God you didn't go AFK. I read AFK at the end of your message. I'm like, he just gave me a suggestion, and I don't know how to do it. No, like wool indicates which one on top, bottom, and a redstone lamp above, below the color gets activated. Interesting. Very interesting. You're lucky I hadn't stepped away. I'll send you a picture of what I mean. Okay. I might have to raise the roof to 4 blocks if I do that, though. Okay. I'm starting to picture what you mean. I just spelled limp. Limp biscuit. So, like, get rid of that. Oh, I don't hate. I don't hate that idea at all, actually. I don't hate that. This is a very wonderful suggestion, my dearest brother. And considering this is one of the only challenges I can build on stream, I vibe with that. I'll need to reach out to you when I'm building challenges off stream for further suggestions. Because last season, we talked the day before, but I'll definitely reach out with more ideas from you because I like this idea a lot. Sorry, give me one moment. My wife has texted me. I was also opening my phone to see if I could find the picture you were sending me. Are you sending it on Discord or Snap? If you're still here and not lurking yet. Whatever. We'll keep building. I like this idea, though. I like this idea a lot. I like this idea a lot. Oh, Discord, but I'm building it. Okay, no worries. No rush. No rush. Yeah, I fuck with this. I fuck with this heavy. This is a phenomenal idea. It also just looks cleaner. Okay. I like this a lot. Again, my only concern is like when I'm spectating, being able to see all 8 answers. But I think if we put it on 2 floors, I'll be okay. Especially if I like zoom back a little. Okay. That's fine. Another concern I always have with these types of challenges, I don't want people to like screen peek. It's like if someone's here. Oh, they could screen peek that. The person above them. But we can fix that. By just making it like a doorway, maybe. I'd have to bring it back one more. That's fine. We can bring it back one more. Put like a doorway here. With a spruce door specifically, because it's not only on the theme, but it would also align beautifully. Screen peeking. Can't see anything behind you. Can't see anything in front of you unless you're like walking above the lanterns. And if someone does walk past their lanterns, we will know they like we'll just tell them not to do that. So I can be cognizant of that. So here's what we're gonna have to do then. Add another layer of blocks here. Walk on. Unlucky. Wait, why did I get rid of that? I did not need to get rid of that at all. Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids. And then I wanted like a lighting source in here. We could do lanterns. I'll do that last because I'm running out of hotbar space for all these blocks. Just genuinely running out of space for all the blocks I'm trying to place down. The lanterns will be last. Is this in server? No, I'm building it in a solo world first. Because my server is still set up to be like the survival world that people can play on. I also don't really want to port it over to the server yet until we're closer to being done. Which maybe is a bad idea. I don't know. I'm torn because like if we are in the server, then you could help me. But I also don't expect like I don't want to put like I'm more than happy to do like everything with suggestions. I don't want to expect you to do anything. But if we were in the server, then you could just join the server and show me. However, I'm torn because if we aren't in the server, then people can still play on the server. Like, if I move it over to the server, I have to close down the server for people to be... Like, then people can't play on it. And granted, that server's not super active. Like, only 2 people play on it, really. But I still feel bad. I don't hate that idea. I also don't love that idea. I'm torn about this idea. If I did glass, let's look at glass. This glass idea. Yeah, because then people could be like right up against the glass and screen peek the people around them. I kind of want it to be purposefully set back. And sure, you could like move the redstone back. I don't know. Oh, okay. That's a little mean. I kind of like this better because it's very easy to tell like what is green, what is red, whereas the glass kind of blends into each other, especially if you're using the setting to have all the glass become one glass. And I don't use that setting, but I know a lot of people do. I know a lot of players might have it on. So to avoid confusing those players where glass blends into each other, I kind of like these wool columns with the light in between. And plus that encourages people to stand back where their levers are. And if they're standing where their levers are, they cannot screen peek in either form of F5. First person, third person, or third person backwards. But the lanterns... Okay, that's fine. Thank you for the suggestions, though. I love the lantern suggestion. I will most definitely be using the lantern suggestion. Yeah, I vibe with the lantern idea. Okay. Alright, so now we just need to build these 4 little podiums on the first floor. That's silly of me. Oh, these walls look good. They look phenomenal. Okay. And we're gonna have such a fun time. This is gonna be everyone's favorite challenge. Totally. I say that like half in jest. Alright, now we're just building the same room 8 times for the 8 players that'll be competing in this challenge. I need this chicken out of my face, please. Alrighty. I am getting very tired though, so now that we have the hub, like spawn island done, the arbitration room done, and the admin room created where we'll be setting up chests and command blocks to teleport people places, this will probably be the last build we do today, and then I'm probably going to hop off, especially because my wife should be home relatively soon, and therefore I want to spend time with her tonight instead of just streaming all day. I streamed a lot yesterday. Well, not even that much. I just played a lot of Warframe yesterday, to put it bluntly. Okay. And then maybe I like having challenges be as fair as possible. So one thing I might do is set up like a colored wool block at the bottom of each doorway, and that wool block will decide which room that you're in. I don't hate that idea. Yeah. So that way we can keep everything as fair and random as possible. Instead of just like having it be a free-for-all and letting players kind of decide what room they're going to play in. Not that there's any advantage from being on the first floor or the second floor, but just to make it as fair as possible, seem as even as possible, we're gonna have a dropper decide who goes where. Yeah. Do I want to put like a roof on this building? Not gonna lie, I kind of do. Just to make it look fancier. I want to put a roof on this for sure. I have returned. Welcome back, brother. All you missed was me discussing the fact that I think I'm going to grab 8 different colored wool blocks and like place them down here. And then we'll have a dropper decide who gets what colored wool block, and thus which room you're competing in. Not that there is any advantage or disadvantage compared to what room you're in, but just so it's not like a free-for-all and players are fighting over which rooms they're competing in, we can let the dropper decide what room they're going to compete in. So that's something I'll probably add here at the end. I just don't have the hotbar space right now, and I'm too lazy to move items out of my hotbar. So I'm just trying to quickly place down the items that I currently have so I can get rid of them. And then we'll add a roof as well. I want to add a roof. Yeah. Like I was saying, this will probably be the last thing we build. And then we'll go back to the spawn island, which is done as well. Very excited for that. Okay. Let's place down these. Amazing. I can get rid of the spruce fencing, spruce doors. I wanted to put lanterns in these. I can't spell. Oh my god, I'm having a stroke. Maybe it's... Let's just start over. Holy shit. Maybe it's a good thing I'm ending the stream after this build, because Lord have mercy, I'm struggling. Just a little bit of lighting in these rooms. Is it even necessary? Because it'll be time set. It'll be time set day. It's like the lanterns might not be necessary. They might just be kind of taking up space and like an annoyance, low-key, for the players to bump their head on, which I don't want. Don't want to piss off the players. Okay, we can get rid of this. Get rid of the ladders. Now we just need to build the little true or false podiums at each. Beautiful. The way I have these set up is so it's true, false. True on the left, false on the right for the players, so it just makes sense, like logically, that true would be on the left. And it doesn't really matter what order I see them in as the host. So, true, false. Everyone loves a good true and false challenge. We ended Season 1 on a true and false question challenge. Like, see, the last challenge of Season 1 was true and false. One of the first challenges of Season 2 is going to be true and false. Everything's full circle with me. I love just having through lines when it comes to stories. Connecting all of the loose ends. Okay. Alright. How have you been, by the way, brother man? My dearest brother. Okay. So we have our 8-player podiums. I'm really worried about not being able to see people's answers. I can go into F5 and have a much better view. But I think if I just hang out here, I'll be chilling. I just love the setting for this challenge, being surrounded by ice mountains. I can't believe I found this first try. I just typed in 2000, 2000. Crazy. Alright, we're gonna need 8 colors of wool. That does not include the colors green and red. Let's get rid of some of these boring colors. Blue. Do pink and purple. It's white, black, orange, yellow, green, or light blue, dark blue, pink, and purple. Okay. Fine by me. I'm gonna put some of these colors on like opposite sides. So, like, for example, like white, black. Why are you angry? Did I accidentally hit this guy when I was building? Oh, I think I did. That's awkward. I have to get rid of him then. Can't have him attacking people in the middle of a challenge. Actually, white and black maybe be closer to each other than I thought. Pink. Actually, pink go up here. Pink down here. Purple up here. Orange, yellow. Yeah. That's good spacing for all the colors. Therefore, like, none of the same colors are really touching each other. Oh, I think my wife might be home. Alright, I'll have to finish this challenge, or at least the roof of the challenge, another time. We have all the colors for this challenge. Let me get the coordinates written down for this. We'll do these coordinates. I gotta do some Warframe weeklies, as do I. I might be on Warframe later tonight. Not on stream, but just to, like, grind out weeklies and syndicate missions. Okay, so this true and false challenge is going to be held at the coordinates 2091, 128, 1773. Anyways, because my wife is home, I might end the stream here shortly. All I'm going to be adding to this challenge that you guys didn't get to watch on stream is the roof of this building. I want to do like a very pointy, almost like Scandinavian style roof. And then I'm going to add a dropper somewhere like right here in the middle, where the players will pick their wool, which will decide what room they'll be participating in. But otherwise, I think that is about it. We can go back to the hub world. So, what are the coordinates for the hub world again? Hi, Abby. TP minus 169 64 463. So, one of the things you didn't get to see, Zach, before I end the stream is for season 2, I wanted to do 2 islands. I just thought it was on theme. 2 survival islands. We also added little storage containers that are themed around nether reactor cores from Minecraft Pocket Edition back in the day, where people can keep any items or advantages they might get. And the arbitration room is held down underneath the islands this season with a voting booth. And instead of doing a chest, actually this is important, before it's gonna be a doozy finding a world for season 8. 8 islands. The archipelago. This season, instead of doing a chest, because one thing I noticed when I was editing season 1, and I'm still editing season 1, is the chest like blocked the lower torso of the players, and you didn't get a true like confessional vibe from it. And by you, I don't mean you, the cameraman. I mean like it was my fault. Like I put the chest there. The chest kind of like blocks their view. So instead I'm doing slabs so they can't like walk into you, but you can still crouch over them so you can get out. And then you'll just throw the book and quill back and forth instead of placing it in a chest. Because the chest was kind of silly anyways. Alright, so yeah, instead of doing a chest, I'll just have you hold on to the votes, and then you can throw them over to me when people are done voting. The eliminated players area hasn't changed at all. This is just a place to interview players after they've been eliminated. And yeah, a lot of the stream, like the first hour and a half of the stream was just terraforming a little bit, because like there were a bunch of cave systems that I low-key purposefully wanted to block off. For example, like this cave system got blocked off because I don't want players getting lost on the island. The purpose is to strategize and talk to each other and prepare for like challenges and twists, not play an SMP and get lost in a cave. So I blocked off some caves, did a little bit of terraforming, created this little land bridge in the river. I feel like this doesn't look very natural, so we're gonna just put that there. Create a little land bridge in the river, and then yeah, built some fun stuff. But we have one challenge done. The hub world is done. Arbitration is done, and I have not obviously finished it yet because it's going to be dependent on command blocks, but this is going to be our admin room. So whenever you are in arbitration, if you just go through the little throne room, at least the throne side of the arbitration room, you'll immediately see the admin room, which is where we'll have our command blocks for teleporting people to challenges, chests with things in them, like if you need more book and quills or the advantages, twists. The admin room will be right here. So admin room has been created. Obviously it's not done yet because it won't be done until the entire world is done. All the command blocks are set up. But I think with that, I'm gonna head out. It's a fun little stream. I say little stream, it's 3 hours, Jesus Christ. Hour and a half of that was just terraforming, but you know, that's pretty much all I can do on stream. I don't know if I'll be able to stream this world again between now and when I host season 2, because the rest of the challenges are kind of spoilery. Like, if I build, for example, the Final 9 challenge, it'll spoil what the Final 9 challenge is and give people who watch the stream an unfair advantage. This might be one of the only times we stream behind the scenes of Season 2 before Season 2 happens. Which I can finally announce. Season 2 will be happening on September 19th. I've been keeping that a secret for a while. I said I was going to announce it this week. Season 2 is going to happen September 19th. And there will be a post about that and how to apply for it soon on my Discord. But that's all. With that, I'm going to head out. Look forward to Season 2 on September 19th. I'm looking forward to it a bunch. I'm super excited. And I will see y'all later.